It was past midnight when the janitor's mop glided across the polished marble floor of the corporate headquarters. The building was empty, silent, except for the faint hum of fluorescent lights and the quiet rhythm of an old song playing from a dusty Bluetooth speaker. But what no one expected that night was that a simple janitor, a single dad with tired eyes and calloused hands, would change the heart of a powerful CEO forever. If you're watching this, don't scroll away, because by the end, you'll understand how one act of kindness can transform a life. And if this story touches you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories that restore faith in humanity. Daniel Brooks was not just a janitor, he was a father first. Life had not been kind to him. After losing his wife in a car accident 5 years ago, he was left to raise his little girl, Lily, all on his own. Lily was born blind, but Daniel always said she saw the world better than most people, with her heart. Every night after his shift, Daniel would take her hand, and together they'd walk home under the streetlights. He'd describe everything, the stars, the smell of the rain, the way the city sparkled, and Lily would smile like she could see it all. But things had been getting harder. The bills piled up. Lily's medical therapy for her eyesight was too expensive. Daniel took double shifts, sleeping barely 3 hours a night. He never complained, but exhaustion clung to him like a shadow. Still, whenever he saw Lily's face light up when he entered their tiny apartment, he found the strength to go on. One evening, as Daniel was cleaning the top floor, the floor that belonged to the company's CEO, he found Lily sitting quietly near the lobby. Her babysitter hadn't shown up, so Daniel had brought her along. "Daddy, it's so quiet here," she whispered. "Can we dance?" He chuckled softly, wiping sweat from his brow. "Right here, on this shiny floor, please," she said, holding out her small hand. And so, there they were, under the dim office lights, surrounded by desks and glass walls, just a janitor and his blind daughter, dancing slowly to a soft tune playing from his phone. Daniel held her gently, guiding her steps, whispering the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What they didn't know was that someone was watching. Upstairs, behind the glass balcony, stood Claire Anderson, the CEO of the company. Known for her perfectionism and no-nonsense attitude, Claire was staying late that night to finalize a major deal. But when she looked down, her pen froze midair. She saw Daniel, the man she'd never really noticed, dancing with a little girl who smiled as though she could see the stars. Claire watched as Lily stumbled, and Daniel caught her, laughing softly. The sight tugged something deep inside her, a memory of her own childhood, of a father who once danced with her before he passed away. The next morning, Claire called Daniel into her office. Nervous and confused, Daniel stood there holding his mop, afraid he might be in trouble. "Mr. Brooks," she said quietly, "I saw you last night." His heart sank. "I'm sorry, ma'am," he said quickly. "I didn't mean to, my daughter just wanted." But Claire held up her hand. "Don't apologize. That was beautiful." He looked at her, speechless. "Your daughter," she continued, "she's blind." "Yes, ma'am, since birth. And you still find time to dance with her after working 2 shifts." Daniel smiled faintly. "It's the only part of the day that feels right." Claire was silent for a moment. Then she said, "Would you bring her to the company charity event this weekend? We're raising money for children's hospitals. I'd like to meet her." Daniel hesitated but nodded. "If it's okay with her, yes." That weekend, the grand ballroom shimmered with chandeliers and laughter. Executives in suits and glittering dresses filled the room. Daniel arrived quietly, wearing his one clean shirt, holding Lily's hand. She wore a pale yellow dress that Claire's assistant had sent over earlier that day, along with new shoes. When they entered, conversations paused. People stared, the janitor didn't belong here. But Claire walked up, smiling warmly, and introduced Lily to everyone as the most special guest of the night. The music began to play, and to everyone's surprise, Claire asked Daniel, "Would you and Lily open the dance floor for us?" Daniel froze. "Ma'am, But Lily tugged his hand. "Please, Daddy. Just like we practiced." And so, in front of the city's richest and most powerful people, the janitor and his blind daughter danced again. The crowd fell silent, watching the way he guided her, how she smiled at every step, how love seemed to radiate from them like light. Even the toughest executives found themselves blinking back tears. By the end of the dance, the room erupted into applause. Claire wiped her eyes. She took the microphone and said, "What you just saw tonight reminds us that success isn't measured by titles or money. It's measured by love, sacrifice, and the courage to keep dancing even when life goes dark." The event raised more money that night than any in the company's history. But the real surprise came days later. Claire called Daniel into her office again. "Mr. Brooks," she said, smiling, "we've started a foundation in Lily's name, to fund eye treatment for children like her. The first sponsorship goes to Lily. She'll be getting her surgery fully covered." Daniel's voice broke. I don't know what to say." Claire smiled softly. "Just keep dancing with her. That's all I ask." Months later, Lily sat in a hospital bed, eyes covered in white bandages. Daniel held her hand, trembling. When the doctor finally removed them, Lily blinked rapidly. Tears filled her tiny eyes. "Daddy," she whispered, "I can see you." Daniel fell to his knees, sobbing. "You did it, baby, you did it." From the corner, Claire stood quietly, watching with a smile. That moment changed her, too. She realized that sometimes, the people who shine the brightest aren't in boardrooms, they're the ones who clean them when everyone's gone. If this story touched your heart, take a second to hit that like button, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more stories that remind us, no matter how dark life gets, love will always find a way to dance in the light.